me and my wife, we've just finished watching Death Note for about the fourth time, right?
Okay.
So we've just it seems to be every few years we're like, oh, should we start Death Note again? Yeah, this, and then you end up binge watching it. Um, and then there's always that part halfway through the series where the theme tune changes and it blows our mind every time we get to it. But as
I'll
somebody
die.
who, yes, um, so obviously anime and manga is a big part, plays a big part in your character.
Mhm.
What series would you recommend to us who are we are kind of fringe fans? We haven't really delved that far into the anime scene just yet.
All right. You got something right, man.
Yes, yes, I'll take notes.
All right. Um. So, and this you could gift this or clip it or whatever, but this is Kid Bandit's entry pack. All right.
Brilliant.
So, full disclosure, I feel like anime like some animes are serialized, so like they're just gonna keep on like churning and churning and churning and churning, and like, and I feel like it's difficult to suggest those animes to like fringe fans because like they're like, oh, like what do you mean One Piece has over 1,000 episodes? I'm not like, like I can't devote like all my time to that. It's like Doctor Who, like like I feel like Doctor Who
Yeah.
fans like they have to like kind of start like at a certain point. Otherwise, like they'll come into a new season. They're like, "What's the context here? Why is everybody freaking out? I don't know." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I started like Doctor Who with like season 9, I believe, Leather Jacket,
Yeah.
Doctor. So so like even then, there were elements I was like, "What does that mean?" Like, so so I feel like if I'm recommending anime to people, I have to start with like animes that have endings. So you ready? First one, Trigun. It is a space western anime. Very good characterization. I believe it's only like 20, 30 episodes long, so it has a beginning and an end. Very very cool dynamics. Avoids a lot of like avoids dragging the story out, and I feel like that's like the kind of like stuff nobody really likes is like when things are like fillers. I feel like that's like a negative aspect of anime is like because like they're just trying to fill time until like the manga gets further along so they can churn out more story arcs. So Trigun is my first recommendation. That's one of my favorite animes. The second one, Cowboy Bebop, space cowboy as well, but like, but different, Ghost in the Shell, classic cyberpunk masterpiece. Let's see, Berserk, the '90s Berserk, little dark, very dark fantasy. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones, you would love Berserk. Samurai Champloo, made by the same creator of Cowboy Bebop. That one's actually one of my personal favorites. I really love the sword fighting choreography out there, and the character dynamics as well. It's very very unique. So if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed Shadows, like that, like check out Samurai Champloo, I guess. Let me think. If you like serialized or you're willing to commit to a little bit of a longer anime, I definitely recommend. Actually, I'm watching anime now. I'm watching Pokemon Horizons over Netflix. But that one's a good one if you're a fan of Pokemon. It doesn't. It's a shorter version of. So basically, it's set in the Pokemon universe, but it's not Ash's crew anymore. So you don't have to like
Right.
start from like the '90s, like Ash and like and Pikachu's still there. So like maybe you don't know these characters, but you know Pikachu. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's that, and it's a good like young adult like adventure, very lighthearted. Let me think. If you like mystery animes, Parasite, ooh, that's a good one. Or yeah, Parasite it's a good anime to like check out. Trying to think of like something very Death Note-y. Oh, if you like detective stories, a Detective Conan, that one's a little bit more like long.
Mm.
It has like a lot of story arcs, but it's not a bad one to get into. And lastly, this one's like in my opinion, it's like the ultimate like shonen anime. Yu Yu
Mm.
Hakusho. Because like I normally I would suggest Naruto or Dragon Ball Z, But Yu Yu Hakusho, I feel like is easier to get into for if you're like kind of delving into the anime because like the anime world because Yu Yu Hakusho does have a definitive end. It's
Mm.
not as long as it's not as long as like Naruto, you know, like it doesn't like take years to complete. It's like it'll take a couple of months for sure, but like it's got a good story arc. It's about demons and ghosts and it turns into a martial arts kumite like a blood sport kind of like you know and like that's the
Okay.
coolest thing. It's like hey it starts off with like dealing with demons and ghosts and suddenly we're like fist fighting them in like a martial arts tournament. It's like how do we get here? You'll have to see, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So but yeah, so uh highly recommend Yu Yu Hakusho for sure. It's a good one. So yeah, those are my recommendations.